What if I told you there's a village in the Scottish Highlands, at almost the exact same latitude as Moscow, where palm trees grow along the harbour? Or a beach in Cornwall so blue it's been mistaken for Thailand? Or a stretch of English coastline that a film crew once used to double for the Sahara Desert? Britain has a reputation for grey skies and rain, but scattered across this one small island are landscapes that look like they were airlifted in from somewhere else entirely. The Caribbean, Norway, the Mediterranean, even another planet. Today we're taking you to 24 real places in the UK that don't look like the UK at all. Stick around, because that palm tree village is genuinely one of the strangest things you'll see in this entire country. Here's the thing about Britain: it's small, it's northern, and on paper it should look pretty uniform. Instead, thanks to a strange mix of geology, ocean currents, and a few very ambitious Victorian garden designers, it contains landscapes that trick your brain into thinking you're somewhere else entirely. We're covering 5 categories: Caribbean-style beaches, Mediterranean-style towns, Norwegian-style highlands, desert and alien-looking terrain, and, maybe strangest of all, subtropical gardens that shouldn't survive this far north, but do. Let's start with the beaches that keep getting mistaken for the Caribbean.
Fact number 1: Kynance Cove, Cornwall. Kynance Cove on Cornwall's Lizard Peninsula was ranked among the 50 best beaches on the entire planet in 2024, the only UK beach to make that global list. Dark red and green serpentine rock stacks rise out of water so turquoise that travel writers have compared it to Thailand. Fact number 2: Porthcurno, Cornwall. A few miles from Land's End, Porthcurno Beach is known for some of the clearest water in the country, thanks to its fine shell sand seabed. It's cinematic enough that it was used as a filming location for the TV drama Poldark. Fact number 3: Luskentyre, Isle of Harris. Luskentyre Beach, on the remote Isle of Harris in Scotland, has been described as having Caribbean white sand and Maldives blue sea, with one small catch: the average water temperature sits around 7 degrees Celsius. Palm trees? Try wind-bent grass and heather instead. Fact number 4: Achmelvich Beach, Scottish Highlands. Achmelvich, tucked into the far northwest Highlands, ranked among Europe's 50 best beaches in 2025. Proof that Scotland's most tropical-looking sand isn't a one-off, it's a pattern. Fact number 5: St. Ninian's Isle, Shetland. St. Ninian's Isle, in Shetland, is connected to the mainland by a natural sand bridge called a tombolo, with bright turquoise water lapping both sides. It also ranked among Europe's best beaches, somewhere most people wouldn't expect to find a top-tier beach at all. Fact number 6: Three Cliffs Bay, Wales. Three Cliffs Bay on Wales's Gower Peninsula, ranked among Europe's best beaches too. A dramatic sweep of golden sand framed by 3 limestone sea cliffs, with a ruined castle watching over it from the headland above. Fact number 7: Isles of Scilly. 28 miles off the tip of Cornwall, the Isles of Scilly are compared to the Caribbean and the Maldives so consistently that travel guides describe them as the UK's own tropical islands. White sand, clear water, and a noticeably milder climate than the mainland, just a short boat ride away. If beaches like that feel out of place in Britain, wait until you see what happened to a village in Wales that decided to just become Italy. Some places on this list got their tropical look from nature. These next few got it from ambition, people who looked at the British coastline and decided to build the Mediterranean anyway. Fact number 8: Portmeirion, Wales. Portmeirion, on the North Wales coast, is a real, functioning village deliberately built to look like the Italian town of Portofino. Pastel buildings, domes, spires, and palm-lined paths were designed and constructed by architect Clough Williams-Ellis over 50 years, starting in 1925. Visitors regularly say they forget they're in Wales at all. Fact number 9: Torquay. The English Riviera, Torquay, in Devon, has been marketed as the English Riviera since Victorian times, thanks to a genuinely mild microclimate that supports palm trees along its seafront, locally nicknamed Torbay Palms. It's now recognized as a UNESCO Global Geopark. Fact number 10: the Cornish Riviera. In 1904, a British railway company literally branded the whole of Cornwall as the Cornish Riviera. deliberately borrowing the glamour of the French Riviera to sell train tickets. It worked so well that the exact same name is still used on the London to Cornwall train route today, over a century later. Painting a Welsh village to look like Italy is one thing. What comes next is stranger, because this one isn't a costume. It's actual geology. Some parts of Scotland don't just look like Norway by coincidence. Around 400 million years ago, they were quite literally part of the same mountain range. Fact number 11: Scotland and Norway were once the same mountains. During a colossal continental collision called the Caledonian Orogeny, roughly 400 to 500 million years ago, one enormous mountain range was thrown up, stretching from Ireland and Scotland all the way through Greenland to Norway. Erosion and continental drift later split it apart, but Scotland's Highlands and Norway's mountains are, geologically speaking, broken pieces of the exact same range. Fact number 12: Glen Etive and Loch Etive. Glen Etive, in the Scottish Highlands, is a steep-sided valley leading to a genuine sea loch carved by ancient glaciers, visually almost indistinguishable from a Norwegian fjord. It's dramatic enough that it was used as a filming location for Skyfall. Fact number 13: Torridon and Applecross. The Torridon and Applecross peninsulas in the Northwest Highlands are cut through with deep sea lochs and near-vertical mountains rising straight from the water. The same glacial forces that carved Norway's most famous fjords carved these. Fact number 14: Scotland's sea lochs are technically fjords. Here's the twist. Geologists classify many of Scotland's sea lochs as genuine fjords, narrow, glacially carved inlets. Scotland just never adopted the Norwegian word for them. Fjords are one thing, but some parts of Britain don't look like they belong on this planet at all. This next set of places has been used by filmmakers again and again for exactly one reason. They don't look British. They barely look earthly. Fact number 15: Camber Sands, East Sussex. In 1967, a British film crew needed Sahara Desert shots for the comedy carry on Follow That Camel. Instead of flying to Africa, they used the dunes at Camber Sands, in East Sussex, and had to pause filming multiple times because it kept snowing on their desert. Fact number 16: The Quiraing, Isle of Skye. The Quiraing, on the Isle of Skye, was formed by the largest landslip in British history, and looks so alien that director Ridley Scott used it as an alien planet in the sci-fi film Prometheus. Travel writers regularly compare its jagged green plateaus to Iceland. Fact number 17: The Old Man of Storr, Isle of Skye. A short drive from the Quiraing, a single rock pinnacle called the Old Man of Storr jets 50 meters into the sky, the remains of an ancient landslide so strange looking it regularly gets compared to landscapes from science fiction, not Scotland. Fact number 18: Rannoch Moor. Rannoch Moor is 50 square miles of blanket bog in the Scottish Highlands, made up of over 80% water, and considered one of the last true wildernesses in Europe. It's so bleak and otherworldly that filmmakers used it for the Dementor attack scene in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Fact number 19: Dungeness, Kent. A shingle headland in Kent is so barren and otherworldly that it's popularly nicknamed Britain's only desert, even though the Met Office officially confirmed in 2015 that it technically gets too much rain to qualify. Photographers still flock there for its genuinely lunar-looking landscape. Fact number 20: Staffa and Fingal's Cave. The tiny Scottish island of Staffa is made almost entirely of tall hexagonal basalt columns, formed by the same ancient lava flow that created the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland around 60 million years ago. Step inside Fingal's Cave, and the geometric stone columns look more like volcanic Iceland than anywhere else in the UK. So Britain has tropical beaches, fake Italy, real fjords, and alien deserts. Save the strangest category for last, because this one shouldn't be possible at all. This is the one that breaks people's brains. Because of a single ocean current, parts of Britain, including places as far north as the Highlands, grow plants that have no business surviving there. Fact number 21: Plockton, Scottish Highlands. Plockton sits at almost the exact same latitude as Moscow. And yet, thanks to the warmth of the Gulf Stream, palm trees line its harbor, and locals genuinely sit under their shade for a pint in summer. It's one of the strangest sights in the entire Highlands. Fact number 22: Tresco Abbey Garden, Isles of Scilly. Tresco Abbey Garden, on the Isles of Scilly, is nicknamed Kew without the glass. Thanks to the Gulf Stream, it grows more than 20,000 plant species from 80 different countries completely outdoors. No greenhouse required, despite sitting in the same ocean as freezing Scottish waters just a few hundred miles north. Fact number 23, Logan Botanic Garden, Scotland. Logan Botanic Garden, on Scotland's southwestern tip, holds the largest concentration of palm trees anywhere in the country. Cabbage palms and tree ferns growing outdoors at a latitude where you'd expect pine forest and heather, not anything resembling a rainforest. Fact number 24, one current, one reason. Every single palm tree on this list exists for the same reason. The Gulf Stream, a warm ocean current that starts in the Gulf of Mexico and drifts across the Atlantic, gently heating Britain's western coastline just enough to fool tropical plants into thinking they're somewhere else. Turn that current off, and every palm tree on this list would be dead within a decade. 24 places. One small, gray, rainy island. And somehow, inside it, a beach that beats the Caribbean, a village that copied Italy, mountains that used to be Norway, a desert that technically isn't one, and palm trees growing at the same latitude as Moscow. So here's my question for you. Out of everywhere on this list, which one would actually shock you to find out is real, and not somewhere abroad? Tell me in the comments. I want to know which one broke your brain the most. And if this made you look at Britain differently, you already know what to do next.